Welcome to the Sros Recruitment and Onboarding System Orientation to Creation of a Primary Job Posting. First things you'll need to do is log into the system. At the login page, your username will be your Sros username. When you log in for the first time, the system password default is your username again. You will be prompted by the system to create a new password prior to entering the site. Record this password for future use. If you find you're not able to log into the system, use the Request an Account prompt. If you've forgotten your password, use the Request a Password Reset. A member of the Human Resources team will contact you regarding your request. I will go ahead here and enter the name we've generated for training purposes and log into the system. This will bring you to the home page. At the home page for the Sros Recruitment and Onboarding System, you'll find your name in the top right hand side, as well as the inbox, watch list, my profile, and a shortcut links to create a primary job posting. If you're logging in to create a primary job posting, you'll want to be logged in as a program head supervisor or office assistant, whichever is appropriate for you, and click on the refresh button to reset your profile to give you the authorizations to create a posting. Click on Program Head Supervisor and the refresh button. A green bar will appear across the top indicating that your action was successful. If this bar does appear in a red format with a message across the bar, it will tell you what error was made at the work action that you are trying to take. Green bar tells us we were successful and our login has changed to the Program Head Supervisor. Right, close that down. There are three main sections on the home page that you'll be using most often. First is your inbox, second is your watch list, and the third is to create a primary posting. Your inbox is the location that you'll find any actions that require your attention or postings that require your authorization in order to move along in the workflow. Inbox is where someone has sent something to you that requires your action. The watch list is where you will find positions that you've generated. In jobs that are listed here might be jobs that you've sent along for authorization, perhaps to the budget analyst, or are pending action by the HR office to post the position. We will now start to create a primary job posting. The purpose of a primary job posting, or formerly known as a staffing decision form, is to initiate a job announcement or posting. We will use the primary job posting for all full-time, part-time, and casual postings for any of the academic, professional services, or out-of-scope areas. You can use either the Postings tab across the top main bars or the Create a New Posting tab on your right. At this point, a dialog box will appear with three different options. The first is Create from Position Type. This provides a nearly completely blank template for you to complete the required information to be available on the posting. The second type, Create from Template, has a partially completed template provided to you based on information contained in our library of positions. Please be careful to pick the appropriate position for your division or area that you are seeking to hire. The third option, Create from Posting. This will be where you can select from a previous posting that you will have pre-populated information carried forward from the last time the job was posted. In this instance, please be careful as well to make sure that any information requiring update is completed by you prior to advancing along in the workflow. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the Create from Position Type option to initiate a completely blank template and show you how to complete the required information to create a job posting. Those sections in the posting page that are required will have an orange asterisk and may be highlighted in red as well around the field that is required to be completed. For the new posting, we will be requiring to enter basic information to initiate the staffing decision form process, starting with the posting title. In this instance, I will create a posting with the Office Assistant job title and select the Senior Management level also known as the branch level authorization. This would be the division to which you are authorized to hire. In this instance, I'll use Human Resources Branch, and then the division, and then the department, selecting the appropriate department where this position will be funded. On this page as well, you will notice online applications. There is a checkbox there. That checkbox is required to ensure that applicants can complete the online application process and applications are received via the Sros system. If this is not checked off, applicants will not be able to complete the information in the applicant portal. As well, special information for applicants can be left blank as that field can be completed later in our process. Click on the Create New Posting button and you'll be taken to the Staffing Decision Form or Job Content Details page. On this page, you will be required to complete the relevant information for the posting based on the information for the position that you're hiring or replacing, whatever is the appropriate scenario. Most of the fields have a drop-down box on the right-hand side to select the appropriate option or available options to you. For location, please pick the campus to which this position will be located, and if the building is relevant or alternate from the primary campus, please indicate that here as well. You will be required to enter the position title. The posting title was previously presented on the previous page, and this is the position title as is the same on the JIQ or classification grid. Select the bargaining unit. Select the classification. Both academic and banded models for professional services and out-of-scope are provided in the predefined list. Select the appropriate band or rating for the position. If this is a professional services position, the JIQ number is requested there. And indicate the start date for this assignment. The start date is not the same as the posting date. The posting date will be asked further along in the process. If there's an end date for this position, please also provide the end date as well. Ongoing. If this is an ongoing position, indicate. If not, select no. Category of work. This is matching to the full-time, part-time, or casual status and nature of the position that you're hiring for. Select the appropriate option. And hours of work. Hours of work categories are provided as per the collective agreements, or for out-of-scope, the option is indicated as well. Please provide the total assigned days or hours as appropriate for the position you're hiring. In this instance, I'm going to use Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Entering next the supervisor ID number, my ID number, and supervisor position number. If you do not know either of these numbers or any of the fields in the required areas, please indicate with a 0 in the category, and that will be attended to by the HR consultant or budget analyst as appropriate. The next question, funds available for this posting and the reason for vacancy. Please indicate the reason for the vacancy as appropriate, and as well, if you're using the other category, indicate below in the notes section why those funds are now available or the position is now vacant. Are sufficient funds available, yes or no? And if no, to please indicate from where the funds will be drawn or what the situation is that's resulting in the posting requested. If the position has an incumbent, as this is a reposting of a previously held position, please note the incumbent's name here. Some categories are noted with fields that appear to be blank. These fields will be provided and required by the HR consultant to complete. Again, this box for special instructions to the applicant is for any information that an applicant will be requiring in order to complete their application or as may be relevant to the position. This could include FCP, NIO, particular hours of work if there are modified hours of work that can be defined here, or any other special instructions applicants need to be aware of prior to applications. The Notes section is a section of information that would only be available to internal users of this system, that being the hiring or program head supervisor, the budget analyst, or the HR office as appropriate. The Notes sections do not appear on the postings. The Notes section can be used to provide information regarding the previous incumbent in the position if that position is now vacated, or if the employee is on leave. As well, information regarding advertising requirements or any other details of the posting that may need to be tracked by the budget analyst or HR consultant can be added to the Notes section. Moving now to the Funding section, indicate the org code from which the salary will be drawn from, and if you know it, the budget position number. Again, if you don't know the budget position number, please indicate with a 0. As well, using the Funding Notes section to give any information to the budget analyst they may require in support of this position in the hiring request you have initiated. If this were a casual appointment and you know the name of the person who you are assigning the hours to, you can indicate that here. If this is not a casual assignment, please leave this section blank. Click Next. And as demonstrated by the green bar at the top of the posting, the information on the posting was correct. No edits are required. At this point, you can proceed to print preview the position as seen by the applicant, or for your own purposes if required, as well as go in and edit for any changes you may have made or modifications you may require by clicking into the Edit field and going back into the categories or fields that you've just completed. Assuming everything's great on the posting, I'll proceed to the orange button that says Take Action on Posting. Here you'll see a drop-down menu of options available to me to move the position forward in the workflow. I can take action on the posting, keep working on the posting, forward it to the budget analyst, or send it to the office assistants for any additional information to be completed. If I do not have funding authorization, I can also forward it up to the Dean or AVP for additional authorization. In this instance, we're going to assume that I have the appropriate funding, and I'm going to forward it along to my budget analyst. Here I'm going to use a training budget analyst name that we've created in the system just to proceed and move this along in the workflow for demonstration purposes. I can indicate any comments I require, and by checking the checkbox in the note where it's asking if I want to add it to my watch list. If I want it in my watch list, I can click that box and hit Submit. Again, the green bar tells me that the action was taken successfully. And if I go back to my home page and view my watch list, I'll see that the office assistant position that we've just created, primary job type, has been moved along to the budget analyst for the appropriate actions to be taken. That's the creating of a job posting in the new SIAS recruitment and onboarding. Congratulations.